my name's Larry, this is Everybody Aquatic, and we have a couple of big updates this week. Then we're going to talk about this crazy delivery that I've been waiting all week for, and it finally showed up today, and I cannot wait to get this thing hooked up. But first, we're going to talk about the tanks right over here. Past week, we had a little issue with the C02 tank. The CO2 generator actually ran out of CO2, and I didn't realize it because I was busy doing other things. Slipped my mind, and I left it with no CO2 for about 3 days. And I mean, you can see what happened here. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. We do have our CO2 running again. I reset that back up, but in the meantime, we got, look at all that CO2 in there. We got a whole bunch of algae growing everywhere. Plants don't look amazing. Our crypt started melting. A lot of the leaves died. What's up, Peter? And we're going to have to clean all that up. But the good news is, now that the CO2 is working again, once we get rid of this, we should be fine. Get rid of that, start fertilizing properly again. We should be fine. Now, the algae problem in our reef tank is looking a lot better. Now we can see through the mangroves there, sort of, for the first time in a while. A lot of the algae is going away. After each water change, we're sucking a little more out. There's our new rock flower nem. If you ever have a situation where you can't get him to attach to a rock, he just won't stick anywhere, maybe because there's algae all over all the rocks, who knows? Give him a little house. That's a little 1-inch end cap, PVC end cap. I just put him in there, and he is loving it. At night, he kind of like goes back in there, and then during the day, he like whoop, just like he is right now. So that's a little trick there from me. These tanks are kind of like just running on their own thing. We got our other Bichir tank. He's good under there. He's still doing his thing. He just ate, so he is super full. There's our buddy Axel. Actually, that is Slash, not Axel. So he's good. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is the state of the business. So for the past, couple of weeks, I've been trying to figure out how do I come up with an idea to bring in more revenue in the limited amount of time that I have. Figuring out how to balance the amount of time you have, the limited amount of time you have, and making more money with it, the give and take. How do I make more money in the same amount of time? And that question was partially answered for me this week when I got a phone call from a guy who found my Google business listing. And if you are selling any type of thing, anything at all, you should really have a Google business listing. I have gotten multiple calls off this listing in the past month or two. I've gotten multiple jobs, and this is just one more. This guy called looking for saltwater. And we provide saltwater to clients already, but he just needed saltwater. He has a little 20-gallon tank, but the store that he gets it from isn't around anymore, and he was looking for saltwater and ended up finding us. So I realized I could deliver saltwater to this guy, and it's obviously it's not as much money as servicing somebody's tank or building a tank for somebody, but every little bit counts. So now we are mobily delivering saltwater to anyone in the area who needs it, it's pretty cool. It's something I didn't really think about, and it's a learning experience. The things that you don't think about, So, that's the state of the business, and now I want to talk about this new delivery. I saw this crazy deal for this sump online. I got it for less than half of what it's normally supposed to be sold for, so I couldn't let that deal go. This tank is super oversized for what I need it for, but let's take a look. This is the Fuge 300. This is the Eshopps Fuge 300. This is the 4th gen. This thing is rated to do up to, on the website it says up to a 300 or a 220 gallon tank. On the box and in the directions it says a 150. Either way, I'm using it on the 60 that when we move, we're gonna have the 60 gallon set up. So we're gonna use it for that, which is way overkill. But this thing it's got all the bells and whistles. It's got a huge filter sock. It's got 3 outlets. I might plumb multiple tanks into this thing. The cats love it, obviously. It's got refugium section. It's got doser sections. It's got an auto top-off float valve already installed. This thing has everything, and it's huge. Its full capacity is about 38 gallons. We'll definitely not have that much water in there, but that's what it's sized to be able to handle. And it's bright orange. I think I'm gonna have to buy the Prodigy Overflow now just to pair with the orange of this. So stay tuned for when we build that tank. That 60-gallon breeder is gonna have a 38-gallon sump, which is a little ridiculous. So we're gonna get these tanks cleaned. We're gonna put that sump into storage until about a month when we set up the new tanks, and we're gonna go deal with some clients' tanks. So give us a like and a subscribe if you like this video, and we will see you in the next one.